All right, shalom, shalom. I gotta put the disclaimer up. Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Wal Rummy back on another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waha, Rakakwadash, Baraka for Yahweh, Baraka for Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways, prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Also in the correct doctrine of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Also want to send a shalom to the one-third men, women, and children that will escape the judges of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai by their faith. Just got another lesson we want to bring out, like I said, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. As pretty much you've seen, should have seen by now, Qatar says U.S. is lying. So the nations are turning on Babylon the Great. It says, Qatar says the U.S. is lying and that they were not informed in advance of Israeli strike. So they wasn't informed that they was going to get struck by the Israelis. And you see, Israel launches strikes on Doha, capital of Qatar. So this is basically a nation that is allies with America. It says Israel claims they have targeted the leaders of Hamas residing in Qatar. And I think 6 people have died. I don't know if it was all Hamas or... But it wasn't the leaders, man. So it wasn't the leaders that died in the airstrikes that happened. And it's pretty much all over. I was watching a couple of videos, just information they was bringing out. I just want to just show you that this is World War III. This is not going back to normal.
Well, let's bring in now the former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett. Mr. Bennett, thank you very much for joining us here on the program. And we've just read that statement from the Emir of Qatar, who has said this is a flagrant violation of its sovereignty and security and a breach of international law. This is a blatant disregard for international law, isn't it?
No, international law starts with the duty to defend your citizens. And I want to say that international law does not provide immunity for arch terrorists and the masterminds of terror attacks, wherever they are. We'll get to any terrorist wherever he may be.
Well, in fact, international law is very explicit. No state may attack another without Security Council approval or a case of direct self-defense. So, frankly, you didn't seek any of those approvals. You've gone into sovereign territory, crossed the skies, and launched this strike on a sovereign state.
You know, when the U.S. went out and took out Osama bin Laden in Pakistan, they didn't notify Pakistan in advance. That was also a sovereign country. You have to do this in order to eradicate terror. These are the people who control Hamas in Gaza, control Hamas in Israel. They are responsible for yesterday's attack, where Hamas took responsibility for the killing of 6 civilians in Jerusalem at a bus station. So a terrorist is still a terrorist, even if he sips tea at a 5-star hotel in Doha.
So you're saying basically that sovereignty is negotiable. International law is just a thing of paper. Diplomacy, these sorts of things don't actually matter, because we know that for the last 20 plus months, since October 7, Israeli officials have traveled to Doha a number of times, sat in hotels where Hamas was in another wing of that hotel, and negotiated with their Qatari counterparts. How can they now trust Israel?
I don't need them to trust Israel. Qatar is a terror state. Doha is a terror capital. And we know that for the past 25 years, they've been planning terror attacks from Doha. They've been acting them. They've been sponsoring terror and funneling billions of dollars to Muslim Brotherhood terrorists and to Quds terrorists of the Shiite. They're the only ones who support financially both Shiite and Sunnite terror. So I don't need their approval. I don't need them to love me. I need to protect our people.
Well, the United States, they're an ally of the United States. They have the U.S. has military bases in Qatar, and frankly, as far as keeping terrorists there, it was the United States under President Barack Obama who asked the government of Qatar and the Emir of Qatar to have the Hamas office there. So pointing the finger of blame at Qatar in this instance for housing Hamas when it was in fact the U.S. president who asked them to do that.
No, but I'm talking about much more than just harboring. I'm telling you that, first of all, we attacked Hamas. Hamas is our target. We didn't attack the Qatari leadership or anything of that sort. But I want to be very clear that if you take responsibility yesterday for killing 6 citizens, you're not immune just because you're at another location. You can't kill Israelis. You can no longer kill Jews and think that you can get away with it wherever you may be.
So, Mr. Bennett, when
So
the
it's gonna go on and on, but you see what's going on, man. The rules of engagement is out the window. There's no more law and order in the world. It is basically up in the air of attacks because you're gonna see who is the lawless people that is going to cause all the nations to come out and fight. And this is a big blow to the U.S. because they wanted to focus on Venezuela as they send troops over to Venezuela. Check this out.
remember, this is not just a story. This is our future.
And this is war. And this is not going back to a place of peace. And as you see in it, the caption, U.S. Marines deployed to Puerto Rico for Venezuela. This is plain, man. And see, this is a blow. The U.S. did not know that they was going to go and strike in Qatar. Now, the head of the Department of War was just giving a pep talk to the bases in the Caribbean. Check this out.
I like the name War Department so much. It's not because I love war. I don't, and neither do you. It's because I seek and love peace. And those who love and long for peace must prepare for war. We are in the strength department of peace through strength. Other folks will make sure that the diplomatic relations land right where they should, and our commander-in-chief is focused on that. He is a peace president, but he's asked me, he's asked General Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, who's with us here today as well, to ensure that we have the most ready, most capable military the world has ever seen.
So you see that it's a time of war, man. We're in a time of war, and not only is it war on the in the Middle East, South America, you're gonna have it here in Babylon the Great, man. That is the narrative that's being pushed all over, man. Because all the nations are in an uproar because of the financial crisis. This major financial crisis is coming. And check this out. This is another speech that he gave in another part of the Caribbean.
I think this might be the single most beautiful picture I have ever seen in my entire life. Looking out at these faces, looking out at this Caribbean, on a floating island of American power, on the front lines of defending the American homeland. Make no mistake about it. What you're doing right now, it's not training. This is the real world exercise on behalf of the vital national interests of the United States of America to end the poisoning of the American people.
And you see, this is not an exercise. This is war. He didn't make it plain enough, only for those that can see read between the lines. This is not an exercise. This is war. And I'm gonna bring
National
it back.
interest of the United States of America to end the poisoning of the American people.
And see, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone down warned you of this time, warned you of war that's coming. to Babylon the Great, not only to Babylon the Great, all over the globe, man. Let me play a little bit more of another video. I want to see if I can get the strike. Because this is went viral today. Let's get this Australia. Let's get somebody else. Australia news.
Let's begin with that breaking news out of the Middle East, where explosions have rocked Qatar's capital after Israel launched an airstrike against senior Hamas officials.
Let's go live now to Nine correspondent Jonathan Kersley. Jonathan, the US president describes the attack as unfortunate.
An unfortunate incident, in the words of Donald Trump, but he also says he believes that this could be a chance for peace too. Israel carrying out this strike in the Qatari capital of Doha. It said it was targeting Hamas leadership. Hamas itself says 5 of its members were killed. No word on leadership, though, and there has been condemnation of Israel's attack, given it was a strike on a sovereign nation. That condemnation coming from the United Kingdom, France, Middle East and Arab nations. We're hearing words of support coming from Iran to Qatar itself. Qatar had been playing a crucial role as a mediator in these ceasefire negotiations between Israel and Hamas. That role has now been temporarily suspended. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu watched and was briefed as these attacks a few hours ago unfolded, standing by his decision to launch them and approve them. This is some of what he had to say earlier.
We take full responsibility for this action. And this action can open the door to an end of the war in Gaza.
So the question now is, what is the response going to be from Qatar, aside from temporarily suspending its role as a mediator? And can ceasefire negotiations get back on track? The world is watching, Carl.
Jono, thank you. More now on Israel's unprecedented airstrikes targeting Hamas leadership.
So you see, that's the narrative is going, man. It's war. It's wartime, and they was basically using that as a response to being attacked themselves. In their own country. I don't think it was on the city buses they got. The bus transit systems was attacked, and I think 6 people died with that. So you see, this is the time of war, man. There's no peace going to come out of this. All the world is looking at and seeing what's going on, and they're getting prepared for war. Ecclesiastes 3:8, it says, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war in a time of peace. And see, we know we're definitely not going in a time of peace, man. No nation is going to stand by and just get attacked and just let it go. No one is going to do that. No one wants to look weak on the world stage. And it's definitely the world stage. The whole world was shocked to wake up to the fact that Qatar got struck. They would have never thought they would get struck. That's why they was playing the mediator between the two nations to bring a peace agreement for, you know what I'm saying, for the Gaza Strip. And if they took out the leadership, it wasn't no need for no more talks. So no one is blind to the fact that it's a time of war, man. Now they struck an ally of Babylon the Great, man, a major ally. I think it's also gave. That's the same country that gave Trump the airplane. It gave Trump the airplane, man. Let me see if I got that. Let me see if I got it. Let me see. I was going to get Trump the airplane. Let me see if I got that. They gave Trump the airplane. So you best believe they are pissed. That is the same country that gave them the airplane. I was going to pull it up and see what else they gave them. I know the airplane was the major thing. They made a big uproar of them giving him the airplane. They was trying to want to see what was going to be done when he came out of office. Let me see if I can find it real quick. There, no, that ain't it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I had the tweet from this morning where they said, damn, I ain't got the tweet. I must have deleted it. No, here you go. I'm just gonna read it off my page, off my page. Let me see. It says Qatar promised Trump 1.2 trillion in investments in May and gifted him a $400 million Boeing 747-8 for use as Air Force One in May of 2025. So they just, the beginning of the year, they just told him they was going to invest these trillions and trillions of dollars and give him a $400 million plane. It said Trump today approved Israeli strike on Qatar capital base Doha. So it looked like that Trump stabbed him in the back, man. That is what they're looking at, because Trump is a major ally of Qatar. You know, so from the oil and all of that stuff. But it doesn't matter, man, because Trump is in the grips of the small hatters, man. He can't go out of and condemn them for what they did. He has to stick with whatever they do. This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 45. It says, "Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that he hath taken against Babylon." See, that this is the counsel of the Lord. He put the spirit on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, put the spirit on Netanyahu to strike them. The capital. Now, it ain't a little town somewhere in the middle of nowhere, a desert in their country. It's the capital. It says, now those people that is in their country is afraid, man. They are afraid that they might get struck by any time, man. And that's a very, very rich country, man. Let me look up the Qatar. Let me see what they're very rich. I think they're one of the richest countries in the Middle East. I'm gonna just see if they say wealth. Let me see what they say. Let's see wealth per capita. Let me say rate. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. Right. Let me see if I got a chart to compare it to anybody else. Let me see if they got a chart. This right here. This is a 2025. I'm just curious. Let me see a moment. Let me see. Let me go back. See if I can find one real quick. Across the Middle East. Yeah, this is a good one. Let's see. This is a mapped GDP per capita in the Middle East by country. You got Iran, Iraq. It's a small country. Look at that. The highest. Qatar is the highest out of all of them. It's a very, very rich country, man. Ain't no poor people over there. Ain't nobody homeless and barely living and making it and eating. Nobody's over there barely making it, man. So you got to think these people are going to be traumatized from getting attacked on their own country, man. That wasn't a light thing, man. That wasn't a light thing for them to do that. And the leaders of Hamas, I guess they was they're I guess I don't know what they call it there. What you call that? Damn. Their base or wherever it is, that's supposed to be where they pretty much are staying. The Hamas leaders. But let me continue on. It says, therefore, this is Jeremiah 50 and 45. It says, therefore, hear down ye the curse, the counsel of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that he have taken against Babylon. See that this is all against Babylon, man. It says, and his purpose that he have purposed against the land of the Chaldees. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. See that? So he using the small headers to bring out Babylon the Great, man. To make them hated amongst the nations, man. The Lord is strategic in the way he's doing this, man. It says, surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. At the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved. And we know how the earth is going to be moved. By the taking of Babylon. That's those thermonuclear missiles, man. It says, and the cry is heard amongst the nations, man. They're going to cause Babylon to get destroyed. They're going to be the reason why Babylon get bombarded and be the lake of fire, man. They're going to be the reason. because, like you heard him say, the guy was speaking on behalf of them. He was telling you, man, it don't matter, but what they're allied to them, man. We can do what we want to do. We gonna continue on with our agenda no matter what. And this shocked the world, man. It was a major shocking change in the scope of the world, but it changed the scope of allies in the nations. It caused the other people to want to basically disassociate with Babylon the Great, man, because those like I said, those people in Kuwait, they're not. This is not going to be. It's not going to go easy with them, man. It's not going to go over easy with them, man. This right here got the whole Middle East stirred up, man. This is Joel 2 in verse 1. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble." See that? Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh Shem Yahweh shall coming, for it is nigh at hand. See that? The day of the Lord is nigh at hand, man. That right there shows you that war is about to happen, man. Like I said, I showed you the South America. Babylon wanted to just focus on that. They wanted to go down there and take over Maduro and be, you know what I'm saying, and pretty much put this off for another time. Now you open up a can of worms, man. You're gonna have 10 to 15 front war, man. You're not gonna be able to fight all these nations at once. And that's why you know it's gonna be a draft. It's gonna be no peace talks. This is it, man. This is the final countdown to the Lord coming, man. Because the nations are mad. The nations are mad, man. And everyone is condemning what happened. This is Joel 3 in verse 1. It says, "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations." See that? The Lord is going to gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. "And I will plead with them for my people, Israel." Shalaki, let me slow down. "And I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel." Right? I already jumped the gun on that, man, because I already knew what it was going to say. It says, "Whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land." And see, this is all for what they did against the children of Israel and for parting the Lord's land, man. See, they think they're going to chop the land up and do whatever they want to do with it, man. This is the Lord's land, man. The Lord loves that land, man. His eyes continually on that land. Let me look that up real quick. Let's see. I know it's an apocrypha. It's continually. Let's see if I can find that real quick. I know it's an apocrypha. Deuteronomy 11. Oh, this is, man, I'm tripping. I think I had my mind. I know it's one in the apocrypha too. It's one in the apocrypha too. Let me see. I want to get the one in the apocrypha. Let me get this one right here real quick. Deuteronomy 11, but I know it's one in the apocrypha. I'm gonna get this one too. It's Deuteronomy 11. Deuteronomy 11. What's it? What was it? 11 and 12. And I want to get it. I'm just gonna let me see. I know it's the one in the apocrypha. It don't say the exact same thing, but it's similar. I know I spelled that wrong. I ain't gonna waste too much time looking for it. I know it's one in there. I know I'm not wording it right. Let me just get the one in Deuteronomy 11 and 12. It says, a land. Oh, I gotta go. It's talking about Joshua. Yeah. That's it. A land which power thy Yahweh Shem Yahweh thy power carrieth for. The eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahweh thy power are always appointed from the beginning of the year even to the end of the year. Let's see if I can get another translation. New Living Translation. A land that Yahweh Shem Yahweh your power cares for, he watches over it through each season of the year. The New Translation. Yahweh Shem Yahweh your power takes care of this land and watches over it throughout the year. So the Lord, he loves that land, man. And he chose that land, man. I think that's an Apocrypha too. He chose everything he chose. I ain't gonna get all these scriptures. I should have got it. I should have wrote them down from the beginning. But I ain't gonna go try to find all of them. I know where they at, but this is the point, man. I mean, I should read all this, but I ain't gonna get it. Just for the sake of time. Just for the sake of time. But yeah, this is the point, man. The Lord loves the land of Israel. He loves that land, man. It goes right into the land. He loves that land, man. Oh, let me get the couple first scriptures. I gotta get it, man. It says this is Deuteronomy 11 and 8. It says, "Therefore shall ye keep all the commandments which I command you this day, that ye may be strong and go in and possess the land, whether ye go to possess it, and that ye may prolong your days in the land which Yahweh Shem Yahweh shall swear unto your fathers to give unto them and to their seed." So we're going to get that land back. But the Lord loves this land, man. He promises land to us. It says, a land that floweth with milk and honey. See that? This was promised to us. For the land, whether thou goest to to possess it, is not as the land of Egypt, from whence ye came out, where thou sowest thy seed and waterest it with thy foot, as the garden of herbs. But the land, whether ye go to possess it, it is the land of hills and valleys, and drinketh water of the rain of heaven. A land which Yahweh Shem Yahweh careth for. The eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahweh thy power are always upon it. See that? The Lord's eyes are always upon it. From the beginning of the year even unto the end of the year. See, the Lord's eyes are always on that land, man. Let me see what other precepts it got to go with that. I know it's a bunch of them right here. Numbers 14 and 8. If Yahweh Shem Yahweh delights in us, he will bring us into this land. See that? A land flowing with milk and honey. And he will give it to us. This land is promised to us, man. The Lord cares about that land, man. You pardon the Lord's land, it's a great judgment coming for that, man. Exodus 20 and 6, it says, on that day I swore to bring them out of the land of Egypt into a land that I had searched out for them. See that? The Lord searched this land out for us, man. He wanted us to have this land, man. It's like you giving your kids something special. I'm going to say this to my kids, man. This is how the Lord thinks, man. It says, a land flowing with milk and honey. The glory of all lands. See that? The glory of all lands. This is not a light thing they doing, man, to the Lord's land, man. Let me get this in the NLT, man. NLT real quick. I didn't want to jump into another subject, but I was going to. But it is the Spirit that's led me to this. NLT, it says, I took a solemn oath that day that I would bring them out of Egypt to a land I had discovered and explored for them. A good land, a land flowing with milk and honey. The best of all the lands anywhere. See that? The best of any land anywhere. Man, the Lord is going to punish them severely for that, man. They think when it's just a skirmish between these people and these people, man. No, man. The small hatters and the guys, no, man. You part in the Lord's land, man. You cutting it up and carving it and giving it to whoever you want, man. Good News Translation. It was then that I promised to take them out of Egypt and lead them to a land I had chosen for them, a rich and fertile land, the finest land of all. See that? That's why the Lord's eyes are always on that land, man. This is not a light thing, man. This is not a light thing, man, that they doing to the Lord's land. Pardon the Lord. Let me go back, start again, man. NLT, read it in King James. The Lord is, man, it's a great punishment coming for dividing it up, man. My goodness. NLT, man. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There I will judge them for harming my people. See that? For harming my people, my special possession, for scattering my people among the nations. And we are scattered amongst all the nations. And for dividing up my land. See that? The Lord is going to judge for that, man. Harming his people and for dividing his land. That's plain, man. No one is going to be able to get out of that. That's a judgment that's already written. It's going to have to come to pass. Good News Translation. It says, I will gather all the nations and bring them to the valley of judgment. See that? That's what's happening, man. The valley of judgment. That's what's going to happen, man. It says, there I will judge them for all they have done to my people. No way around it, man. They have scattered the Israelites to. That's plain, man. It ain't talking about everybody. It says they have scattered the Israelites in foreign countries and divided Israel. My land. Plain. The Lord telling you that's my land. What you did to any other land, no, you didn't do it to any other land. You did it to my land. So the Lord is going to punish these nations for even agreeing with it, man. You being brought down to the Jehoshaphat, the valley of judgment, man. And this is all for the controversy of Zion. It's the first thing he said. So you touch the jewels of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. This is Isaiah 34 verse 8. It says, for it is the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushua's vengeance, the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. See that? That day is coming, man. It's quickly approaching. There's no turning back now. The gloves are off. There's no international order. There's no international law. This is it, man. NLT says, for it is the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushua's revenge, the year when Edom will be paid back for all it did to Israel. For all it did, man. So the Lord let it pile up, man. Let that judgment sheet, if you want to look at it like that, he let it pile up, man. Stack it up, man. Stack up the judgments. Good News Translation says, this is the time when Yahweh Shem Yahushua will rescue Zion and take vengeance on her enemies. See, the Lord is going to take vengeance on her enemies, man. So you thinking that what we did to the children of Israel was just a light thing, man. The Lord ain't seeing or hearing or caring about that. No, man, the Lord is stirring up these nations to prepare for war, man. Prepare for war, man. Wake up the mothers in Joel 3. Prepare for war. Wake up the mighty man. That all the men of war draw near. This is Revelation 16 and 16. It says, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Same thing is when he grabbing them and then gathering them into the valley of Shaphat, man. Yahweh Shaphat. So we know this is it, man. This is not a turning back, man. This is a time of war, man. This is a time of war. And there's no turning back. I want to continue to reiterate that, man, because a lot of people think that they got a chance to make money and a chance to buy a house and buy a car and start a new career. Those chances out the window, man. Our mind should be stuck on Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, because this is it, man. This is Revelations 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past. Behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And see, the Battle of Armageddon is World War III, man. The third woe. And so Lord willing was edifying me in it there. Shalom. Shalom.